Alright, let's talk about something that's got the baseball world buzzing. And no, it's not a record-breaking home run or a no-hitter. It's a celebration. Yes, a celebration. But not just any celebration. This one's so bold, so unapologetically cocky. It's practically a middle finger to the unwritten rules of the game. I'm talking about Jefry Yan, the New York Mets reliever who just made his MLB debut and decided to introduce himself to the league with a strikeout celebration that's equal parts electrifying and infuriating. Here's the thing. Baseball is a sport steeped in tradition. Players are expected to show respect, keep their heads down, and let their performance do the talking. But Yan, he's not playing by those rules. His signature move, jumping in the air and then smacking the ground, is the kind of thing you'd expect from a WWE wrestler, not a pitcher in the big leagues. And that's exactly why it's so fascinating. Personally, I think what makes this really interesting is the audacity of it all. Yan's not just celebrating a strikeout. He's declaring war on the status quo. In a sport where players are often criticized for showing too much emotion, he's doubling down on his personality. It's a bold move, and it's already dividing fans. Some love it, they see it as a breath of fresh air in a game that can sometimes feel too rigid. Others, they're ready to write him off as a hothead who doesn't respect the game. But here's the thing. Whether you love it or hate it, you can't ignore it. What many people don't realize is that this kind of personality can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's great for building a personal brand. Yan's already becoming a household name, and not just because of his pitching. On the other hand, it's a target on his back. Every batter he faces now has an extra reason to want to knock him down a peg. And let's be real, it's only a matter of time before someone takes offense and things get heated. I mean, imagine being a batter and having that celebration thrown in your face after a strikeout. It's like pouring gasoline on a fire. From my perspective, this raises a deeper question. Where do we draw the line between self-expression and disrespect? Baseball has always been a game of unwritten rules, but those rules are starting to feel outdated. Players like Yan are challenging them, and it's forcing us to rethink what's acceptable on the field. Is it okay to celebrate like this if you're backing it up with your performance? Or does it cross a line no matter how well you're playing? One thing that immediately stands out is how this connects to a bigger trend in sports. Athletes across all leagues are becoming more outspoken, more willing to let their personalities shine. Look at the NBA, where players like Russell Westbrook and Patrick Beverley have built entire careers around their intensity and flair. Baseball's been slower to embrace this, but Yan's celebration feels like a turning point. It's a sign that even the most traditional sports are evolving. If you take a step back and think about it, this isn't just about a strikeout celebration. It's about the tension between individuality and conformity, between the old guard and the new wave. Yan's not just pitching, he's making a statement. And whether he succeeds or fails, he's already left his mark on the game. A detail I find fascinating is how quickly this has become a cultural moment. Within hours of his debut, Yan's celebration was all over social media. Memes, debates, hot takes, it's everywhere. That's the power of personality in sports. It transcends the game itself and becomes part of the broader conversation. And that's exactly what Yan's doing here. He's not just a pitcher, he's a phenomenon. What this really suggests is that baseball might be ready for a change. The game's been struggling to attract younger fans, and personalities like Yan could be the key to bridging that gap. Sure, it's going to ruffle some feathers along the way, but isn't that the point? Progress rarely happens without a little chaos. So here's my closing thought. Jefry Yan might not be everyone's cup of tea, but he's undeniably shaking things up. And in a sport that's often criticized for being too slow to change, that's something worth paying attention to. Personally, I can't wait to see what happens next. Will he keep pushing the boundaries, or will the pressure force him to tone it down? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, baseball's got a new star, and he's anything but boring. What do you think? Is Yan's celebration a game changer, or a step too far? Let me know in the comments below.